My mind was set on doing everything I could to become the best Marine I could. It was October 6, 2006 was the first time I actually got struck by an IED. So they transferred me to Wounded Warriors headquarters. Every painkiller you can think of, you would be able to find at that barracks. I was in the Chief Scouts sniper team. I was the first one picked, so he picked me on his team. This was in Habanilla, right on Route Michigan, MSR Michigan. So that was our AO, was basically all of Route Michigan in between Ramadi and Fallujah. It was a suicide VB IED. He had 9 .155 shells in the trunk and set it off as soon as Lutsen was going up to the vehicle. We heard that blast, we turned our vehicles around. I was in the front vehicle. I pulled right up. It was right in front of a mosque and a school. And I looked over and noticed that not only did it kill Corporal Lutsen, but it killed about 30 kids coming out of the school. There's pieces of kids everywhere. I had a woman taking her son up to me with his entrails hanging out all the way on down to the ground to try to get me to help her son. And I'm sitting there pointing my M16 at her to tell her to get the fuck away from my truck, because you don't know when you're gonna get hit with a secondary. And it's just treating people like that is what really, haunts me. It's like, that's what really bothers me, is all the innocents that got killed over there, the little kids that got killed. My dad was in the Marines already, did his active duty before I was born. He was like, do anything? He's like, don't do infantry. I was like, if I'm gonna join the Marines, the whole reason I wanna go in is because I wanna do something worth doing. And, I don't wanna be supplying the guys fighting for me. I wanna do the fighting for the country if I can. But I joined 2005 in July. I went to boot camp. My mind was set on doing everything I could to become the best Marine I could and do everything, my power to achieve whatever I could to do the most good in Iraq. It was our second week there. My friend Lance Corporal Wolf and Corporal Weimhorst from Weapons Company got hit by an IED. We were trying to get Wolf out of the truck, and the door was jammed, and he sat there and burnt. He burnt alive in front of us. That was the first casualties we had there. It was a pretty bad way to start. It was October 6, 2006 was the first time I actually got struck by an IED, and I was one of the last ones in my platoon to get hit. So that first one that hit me, shattered some of my teeth. I was bleeding out of my ears, my nose. Was knocked out for probably about a minute. I woke up with all that black soot in my mouth and just covered in black smoke around us. Got taken out of the truck and got taken back to the basic aid station back in Habanilla. And about 3 weeks after that, I got hit for a third time. The third time was a bad one too. That one knocked me out, rung my bell up pretty bad. If you weren't missing something and you got blown up over there, you stayed. And you didn't want to leave, first off, and they wouldn't make you leave even though they should have. At the time out there, tramadol was the big thing. Everybody was allowed to have tramadol in a combat zone. Even though it's a narcotic now, it wasn't then. And you could go to the BAS and talk to a corpsman, and he would just give you a bottle of 100, And there's guys out there. Yeah, Tramadol is a painkiller. It's right under, it's supposed to be under Percocet. It's not supposed to be it wasn't a narcotic until about 4 or 5 years ago, I think. But, I mean, guys are eating 10, 15 of those at a time just to be able to put their flak jacket on and go out on a patrol, you know? And I was one of them, eating 4 or 5 at a time until my liver hurt. That's how many, you know, just try to stay in the fight. You could fight on Tramadol. If you were given a painkiller, you had to be on light duty. You weren't allowed to leave the wire. I found that I crushed my fingers in a Humvee door and I got Percocets for a week. So as soon as that happened, I was like, I flushed half of them because as soon as they told me, you know, on opiates, you're not allowed to leave the wire. So nobody wanted to be on opiates. Nobody wanted it, you know? It's all fucked up. And you just try to get back to normal so you can go back out. I was hiding this pain for so long that I just wanted it to stop. I was on gabapentin, prazosin, Motrin, oxycodone, fentanyl for a little while. I started having points to where one wasn't enough. That feeling of, you know, knowing that all that pain's gonna go away, you will pretty much do anything you have to do to get it.